Ron Alicia Mayo of Can I Retire in Jamaica. I am in Negril, Jamaica, on the western side, on the cliff side, on the beautiful side of Negril, Jamaica. I love it here. The weather's been a little odd lately. As you can see, the clouds behind me are pretty thick, and there's lots of water in those clouds. Yeah, lots of water in those clouds, and a few lightning strikes, even. All right. So expect to hear some roosters in the background. Expect to hear some goats screaming for their lives. And expect to hear a few folks shouting, some motorcycles. And, Jamaica is a place where you're going to hear lots of sounds. If you are sound sensitive, this part of Jamaica might not be the place for you. But I'm used to city life growing up in San Francisco. I'm used to city life and lots of noise and people and sounds and stuff, gunshots and ambulances so Jamaica has its fair share of noise, but you know, depends on where you choose. I've chosen to grill Jamaica because I like a little bit of country and a little bit of that beach, small beach town, um, very small community, tourists in the background yelling and screaming on the boat cruise. Where is the boat? I don't see the boat. They must be cruising along the Caribbean Sea out here. I'll give you a quick look, but there are lots of clouds, okay? Lots of clouds, you see? Yelling, yelling about ice, okay? I told you a little bit of everything. When you come to Jamaica, lots of interesting sounds. And it is what makes Jamaica so unique and so special, so beautiful. Get you a better the ocean there in the background. Yeah. Yeah. All right, typical view. Whenever you're joining me here live on my channel, I'm Alicia Mayo, and my channel is under my business name, Clari-T Media, and Clari-T Media is spelled Clari, capital T, Media, Media. My name is Alicia Mayo, Mayo, and that's my married last name, by the way. I'm a Williams. That's my surname. And there are lots of Williams all over this island. Oh my goodness, the history on this island is amazing. As you all know, I'm crazy about history. And that is why I've chosen to live here in Jamaica, because ackee growing on the ackee tree. Let me show you. And it is a food item. It is a fruit. Ackee is a fruit. The red. Can you see the red on the tree there? Let me get a little bit closer if I can. Hold on. My phone does some. Okay, there you go. You see the red ackee? That's the fruit there that grows in abundance all over this island, and people enjoy ackee and onions and peppers and salted fish or smoked fish with it. You can have it all sorts of ways. And it is a protein. It is a protein. I think it's a protein. It has the consistency of a protein, kind of like tofu in a way. Aki. Look it up. Ackee. They say it's a fruit. It has the consistency of a protein. Very, very skin-like. Okay. Very chewy. I know that's a gross way to describe it. Okay, so I don't eat it, basically. Yeah, people enjoy ackee. It is a national dish here, and it is tasty and it is healthy, I guess. But isn't the same? That's the same for mushrooms, right? Mushrooms, right? Some people don't get excited over mushrooms. I do, but not over ackee. Anyway, So thank you again for joining me. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, all right? I'm just maybe 230 subscriptions away, or free subscriptions. It doesn't cost anything to join my channel. I know everybody's charging. Everybody wants to teach a class and all that. But I'm not there yet. Although I have over 105,000 hours of watch time on my channel. Yeah, so people, used to watch me a lot when I was into politics and when I was working for the TV stations and the radio stations in the United States. People were watching me because I had a very strong political opinion about living in the United States. And who doesn't once you live there and witness the reality of the United States? Yeah, you'll have an opinion one way or the other for sure. But I noticed when I was working for all of corporate media, they weren't really interested in being the voice of the people. Not at all. I mean, for certain people, maybe, but not necessarily for all people. And they have changed that a lot. Television and radio both have come a long way, but more so in television. Radio is still a very competitive landscape. They're still fighting it out on the ground, so to speak, in radio. But in television now, with the competition of YouTube, yay for YouTube, with the competition of social media platforms like Meta and X and Instagram and all that. People want what they want and they will go and find it. And those digital platforms made it possible for people to find more of what they are interested in watching on a screen, whether it's a small mobile screen or a television screen. And then the mobile screens made it super convenient for us to watch whatever we want to watch. So thank you so much for coming here to watch my channel. Now, check this out. The sun's doing something very interesting. Okay, up there, the sun is peeking behind that cloud there. Okay, but there's enough of it in some kind of prism like positioning for it to, it was hitting the side of that white building at the top of my screen. Oh gosh, I hate when my screen does that. I've got to, okay, there we go. Okay, so the sun was positioned from over there in a way to directly hit the side of that building there, and it's gone now so quickly. Well, that's what I love about being here in Jamaica. The views change so quickly because of the cloud movement and formation. It's constantly changing here. 1 minute it'll rain, the next minute it's clear. We won't have any clouds in the sky at all, and the winds are going to pick or something like that. This weather is very interesting. Very interesting. So that's my little weather report. It's one of the reasons why I love living here. Sorry, my mic was on my lap. So listen, once upon a time, I was a professional in media and television. Oh, here comes the sun. And I was doing some pretty technical work. And so I know how to use a mic. I know how to, film. I know how to sit my camera down and let it sit in one position so that I'm not moving and, you're not all over the place with me. I understand all of that technical stuff. But no one really cares about that stuff anymore. People want content worth listening to. People want content worth tuning into. Okay, I'm back, you guys. Sorry about that delay. Had to go and take care of something really quickly. But I was saying that I'm a professional. I know how to use microphones and cameras. I do editing on Adobe software. I've been doing that for, let me see, I've been editing on Adobe since 2014. 2014. Okay? 2014. All right, so that's a lot of editing. Lots of editing. Okay, and that's what going on YouTube and live streaming is not all about. It shouldn't be about editing. Now, editing is good if you need to create something that's quick and easily digestible for an audience, a particular audience. But, just to live stream about your life and to sell some classes and to, talk about what you know, you can do a steady live stream like this, just like I'm doing by holding my phone in place long enough to get a clear to understand message out with some pertinent information or relevant information for your viewing audience and to warm their hearts and to touch their souls and to teach them something um, in a short amount of time. I mean, people really don't want to spend that much time. um, anyway, right? We want to get back to life. Let me see if I can to behold. This this view is something to behold. I'm telling you, these guys are just so freaking dramatic and beautiful. You know, I put my lipstick on just to come outside and enjoy the sunset because it's so beautiful. It's just so beautiful here in Jamaica. The sunsets, especially on this end of the island. The West End is the best end for sunsets, without a doubt. And I feel like I can't show up to a sunset looking all, inappropriate. I have to dress up for the sunset. I have to, pay respect to the sunset. It's so beautiful. Let me quickly look while I have my sunglasses up. Hello. All right. Oh, if I can do a cartwheel, we'll donate $50 in my dress. Unfortunately, I can't do a cartwheel today because I'm not dressed appropriately under my dress. Okay? Take it for what it's worth, baby. Anyway, you drink some of my orange juice and water on that note. Do a cartwheel for $50. Honey, I might hurt myself. And that $50 won't pay my medical bill. Mm-mm. No, I'm going to need more than 50. I'm sorry. I mean, that's pretty good for a cartwheel. I'm sure there's out there willing to do a cartwheel. I'm sure. Raise your hand if you're willing to do a cartwheel for our fellow YouTube friend. Drop it in the comments if you're willing to do a cartwheel